with our internet connection, but I hope everything's good now. So let's start. I hope. Yes. Now it's good. Amazing. So welcome again to this consultancy space. In this space, there's
me, Marilia, MCVP oGT. Hello, guys.
And me, Daniel Carrillo, MCVP oGV, ISEC for Poland. So welcome to this space, and remember that you can go to this link, bit.ly/MC9020 Poland Q&A. So you can ask questions during the space, and like all the things that are in your mind, we will be solving today. So yes, let's start with the space, and I will start with the oGV area. So we will go through all the things that like need to be with oGV. Then we will pass with the same information for oGE and oGT. So the things that you will see during this space, it's of course context about the entity, about how is the area going during the last years in ISEC for Poland. Then what were my focus during the first semester, and what were the main challenges that we face as ISEC for Poland. Then vision and national goal, what are the things that will be happening during the term, and like what are our expectations like through the next semester. Then the future, about what are the next steps that maybe the next generation can be focusing for oGV, or what are the next steps that the area should have. And then about the MCVP experience, of course, we will have the space of questions. So when it comes to oGV, as you can see in this slide, oGV is a product that is growing like since 16-17 in ISEC for Poland. We have 3 years growing in the product. So that's super cool. And in this term, in 18-19, we are growing in almost all the stages in the customer flow. We are growing in signups, applicants, accept, approve, realizations, comparing with the 17-18 term. But also we are growing in signups, applicants, accepted, and approved since 16-17. So as you can see, the growth is there in all the stages. In terms of complete, in 16-17, it was something that we were not measuring. Then in 17-18, we have 81, and now we have 65. Mostly it was because of like summer peak realizations, and also it was not a focus of the term. So like we didn't have any campaign or something related with complete, but of course it's something that we will be doing during the semester, and of course it could be a focus for the next generation. When it comes to oGV in general, in ISEC for Poland, we have 12 LCs running oGV in 2018. So like the last EV term, the product was open in 12 LCs, and now we are opening in 3 new LCs. So for the next, like for this EV generation, we have 15 LCs running oGV. So we are starting the market in 3 different LCs. Also, in terms of like how it's more or less the network, in terms of human resources, we have around 80 members in oGV in all the LCs. So then you can also like calculate productivity and all of these stuff. And we have 6 LCs growing in EV term, like out of these 12 that they were running the product, 6 LCs were growing. And in winter peak, we have 10 out of 12 LCs growing. So this is something that can give you a little bit of context about the entity. Then, when it comes to the first semester and what were the main focus and challenges, the main focus for the first semester was IR alignment. When we started the term, we decided that we want to focus a lot in like build strong partnerships and like try to like put all of our people going to the main country partners. So that's why when we start our term, we start analyzing, okay, what are the main country partners that ISEC for Poland were working in the last time, and like maybe what are the like potential markets that we can start doing and start cooperating with. So we have this alignment, and we were promoting a lot, and it was a very good push for the entity to understand why it's important to work with IR, how this can support also to have a better delivery, a better experience for our people, but also like how we can co-create projects with these country partners. So I will talk about what are the country partners in the next slide, but so far this was one of the main focuses. Also, we had a focus in aligning all of our operations to the global timeline and like understanding what are the main peaks in Europe and also like in other regions in Americas and in Asia, and how we can align our customers and how can we align our operations, because in last years, like mostly, for example, in the last term, like most of the approvals were happening in December and January. But now in our generation, we shift the timeline, and we had the biggest peak of approvals in October. So like we were like pushing a lot to like approve people in advance, to start promoting everything in advance, and to actually start attraction since August that we start our term, not waiting till September that the universities were open and everything. So like I think it's combined with the way that we were attracting during the whole semester, but also how like the operations itself were pushing to be more in advance in the timeline. Another focus for oGV was the accountability system. Like we improve a lot in the way that we are working with our network and the way that we were working with our VPs. So aligning all the touch points that we have with them, commission calls, summits, conferences, and everything. So it was also something that we put a lot of effort to standardize all the touch points, to standardize all the support that the MC is giving to the LCVPs or oGV. And also we were working a lot in digital attraction. It was one of the main focuses, and improve all the channels that we have as ISIC for Poland. So for that, we had a very good synergy with marketing, and we were like improving and like refreshing all the websites, all the sub pages, like our social networks, and we had a lot of attraction. Like we were having a lot of investments in national and local level in digital attraction, in Facebook ads, in Instagram, and in all of these things. So this was also something that improved a lot of the way that we were growing in signups. As you can see, like this number of signups are people that is interested just in GB. So we have a very good amount of people that is interested in the product. We need to improve a lot the conversion that we are having between sign up to applicant. But after the applicant, like our conversion rates are like pretty decent. So I think one of the main battles for the next semester is improve the conversion rate between signups to applicants. When it comes to the challenges for the first semester, we have a very huge challenge in terms of offline activities, and mostly like make the offline activities happen. It was how to make these offline activities interesting for our customers and interesting for our markets. So it was a main challenge, like to put this mindset in the people and in our local committees about do these activities, about like the frequency, about like the innovation in the spaces, and not just put one table and like try to attract people in a very boring way. So it was very like something that we put a lot of effort, and right now it's going better because for this generation, it was the first generation that actually doing planning. We're planning the offline activities week by week. So we already have all the activities for the semester plan, and it's something that I will be tracking as MCVP oGV. So it's something that also will give us a lot of perspective in how we can support the LCs, or when some offline activities are happening, and how we can support the LCs. The other thing, it was the national campaigns implementation. Like it was a very good, like very challenging situation, because we were changing our national campaigns every month, and it's something that we understood at the end of the semester that maybe it was not the best idea. Why? Because we were changing every month according to different topics, or like we were trying to rebrand the campaign every month. But the implementation time to like make the PPs understand the education of the network implementation time, it was very fast. So like not all the LCs were in the same level, and not all the LCs were able to implement all the national campaigns. And I think this is something that we already understood, and like we will change it for the second semester. And for the second semester, we are having just one campaign for the next 6 months, and it's something that we will be like doing gradually, but like it will be giving us more results, and like will allow the LCs to implement all the national strategies that we are doing as MC. Other challenges was external market relevance, because we were facing a lot of things. Like we have very good results, but also we are very good in IXP. But that makes us maybe not focusing a lot in external market, and how we can be more relevant, or how can maybe we attract more people. So we are good in IXP. The product is very interesting for our members and for the people that is part of ISIC for Poland. But external market relevance and this market understanding was something that like I was not focusing a lot during the first semester. For this semester, we are working a lot in that. For example, for the definition of our country partners and all the things that will be happening during the second semester, we create market research for every LC, and like all the things that were happening. Like we were mapping, we were doing a different surveys to understand, okay, like where the people want to go, what could be a potential country partner, what will be the things that the people are interested for. So based on that, we are aligning all of our country partners and all the opportunities that we are promoting. Then when it comes to the country partners, maybe you are asking, okay, like you are talking about a lot of country partners, but like what are the country partners that you are working in right now? So this is the country partners that we will be working during the next 6 months. We have 3 main country partners that are Italy, Brazil, and Mexico. Mexico that all the LCs are running. And we have different country partners that are different depending on the focus in the LC. So we have China, Morocco, India, Greece, Egypt, Germany, Ukraine, Sri Lanka, Vietnam, and US. And this, like all of those country partners are country partners that we have like as official as ISEC for Poland, but there could be different between the LCs because the LCs can choose in which countries they want to focus according to their markets. So like all the LCs are running Italy, Brazil, and Mexico, and the others, it's something that LCs can choose. When it comes to the vision and national goal and how we will be working for the next semester, like the main goal of the term is 620 approvals. So that represents that we are like striving to grow 100. It's completely possible because if we look the tendency of the product and we look how the product was growing within the last 3 years, it's something that we can achieve. Also, like as I was telling you before, this is the first year that we have oGV running in all the LCs, so we have a lot of expectations in how we will be running the product. When it comes to like the main strategies that I will be running for the next semester, the first one is customer experience. And the way to measure this is 25% of increasing conversion rate between sign up to applicant, the thing that I was telling you before. And for that, we are working in a lot of things regarding to our platforms, regarding to our social networks, how we will like improve the lead nurturing that is happening right now in the entity, how we can improve the way that the people is actually registering to our platforms. We are doing automatizations for a lot of processes that are happening there. So we will make sure that all the people is contacted in 24 hours, like all the people is receiving information, and like we have enough information to actually start a conversation with our customers and understand like, okay, like this person is already interested in going to this country, to this product, to this in this time. So how we can do take all of this information to actually make the process faster. The second thing is university relation, and it's something that we are pushing a lot as national office. And like the main thing is like the main goal, it's 30% of signups coming from offline activities. And it's not just like to put in a standard to do like some random activities in the university. It's how we can establish a real cooperation with the university. And like the way that we are striving for, it's like finalize the semester with 9 LCs running product packaging. It's something that we want to do based with the university, taking in consideration the necessities of the market and like the opportunities that we have with our country partners, and how we can like upscale this, and how we can make sure that we will send in people with product packages with the support of the university that we have in the different types. And the last strategy is about national routine, and it's about how like the support education cycles, IXP, and all the things that need to be with the network like will support our goal and will support the way that we are running our operations. So like here, it's more related with the OD model and how we want to have 9 LCs having product index 7 or more. So it's how the LCs are growing actually in oGV and how the LCs are growing in OD model in order to make our LCs more strong, and also like develop the product and develop the things that can happen there. Then, when it comes to timeline and how it's organized the timeline for the next 6 months, we have different phases, of course, based on the new customer flow. So right now we are finalizing the part of pre-attraction. It's pre-attraction because, of course, we are training the new EVs to make sure that we have everything on point to start doing all the offline activities, to start like investments and all the things that need to happen. But since January, we are running like digital attraction, and it's something that is still running for the whole month, and will be running until March. Then we start the consideration phase, like the peak of consideration, when we have most of the people already applying and like approving the people since March until June. But then in May, we have another peak of attraction. Why? Because in April, we have our national conference, we have holidays, and then we have May. And the main idea with May is work with this product packaging related with the university that I was mentioning before. So the main idea is the first attraction peak is to be able to have the biggest number of signups. Then we will be running all the consideration phase, but then we will have another peak of attraction thanks to the university and thanks to the projects that we are working with the university. And then we continue with the consideration phase, preparation, and our realization peak is between June, July, and August. And the percentage that you can see there are the percentage of approvals that we're expecting from each month. So from our goal, the main peak is April. So like this is also the way that we are shaping the timeline, and we are like making all the LCs understand what are the focuses in terms of timeline and in terms of results. And then when it comes to the future and like what are the things that we can do in oGV for the next generation, Of course, it's something that need to be with LC to SC partnerships and the way that we are doing local partnerships, because as I was telling you, like our focus, it was first align all the LCs to work with country partners. And it's something that is going in a good direction. But the next step is how to make sure that all the LCs are having local partnerships to actually improve, for example, the conversion between applicant to accept. So this is one thing. The second thing is like the offline activities plan implementation. Like as I was telling you, this is the first year that we are actually planning offline activities, and we are doing something to actually make sure that all the LCs are planning something different every week. So it's more like how like the things are already planned, but the implementation part and how the LCs will be running these activities, it's something that we need to put a lot of attention in how we can improve it. Product packaging, at the end, this is the first time that we will be trying to do it, and it's something that for sure can be evolved for the next generation, and it's something that can give you a lot of inputs in terms of how we can do the things. IXP as ambassador and how we can align all the IXP, because it's a product, it's like a program that it's very good received for our network, and people is very interested in going on exchange, but how we can capitalize all the people that we are sending on exchange to actually get GCPs, to actually understand how ISEC is working in other parts of the world, and how we can maybe like make all of these people reapply into the LCs, or like not take IXP as a experience that it's my last step in ISEC. It's something that I need to do to actually continue in the organization and to actually continue developing the product. Of course, complete, it's something that I didn't focus on in the first semester, and it's something that needs to be focused for the next generation, and also RXP, how we will be able to use oGV as a product to actually give these human resources to the LCs, and to take all the people that we are sending on exchange to actually make this cycle that they decide to join to the organization, and they are continue contributing to us. So this is in terms of oGV, and of course in terms of like the MCDP experience itself, and how it's the network and everything. We are called Lion Generation. We are oGV Lions, and I have my picture with the last conference with my VPs. And at the end, I think like as maybe in other consultancy spaces people were saying, being MCDP in Poland, it's something that is very challenging, but it's something that is very worth it. And like the people that it's part of the commission is people that it's very like work harder, and they are like actually dreaming so big. So that's why I have a lot of expectations in what could be the future of oGV in ISEC for Poland, because these people is very open to implement, very open to like actually like dream crazy things, and like work every day to make it happen. So this could be your next commission, and I will be super happy for that. And I will skip the part of questions, so like we can go directly with Lila for oGE and oGT, and then we can have questions for all of us.
Hey guys, so the agenda is the same that Daniel was presenting, so I'm just going to pass here so we can talk about oGE and oGT. The context of oGT, I separate like the good things that we could achieve these 6 semesters, this semester, and the things that were not so good and still need to improve. First is that the product is dropping for the last 10 years, and still is dropping. But if you compare with the summer peak, that you have the same resources and the same financial situation and everything, like we drop like 10% compared with summer peak that usually is way bigger. We also had a problem with VPs OGX run the product. So from the 6 LCs that we run, oGE and oGT, 4 of them were VPs OGX. And as Daniel was explained before, we have a lot of campaigns, a lot of things happening, and the VPs could not focus in doing like 3 products at the same time. And of course, like with these 10 years of dropping, we have this lack of knowledge in the job, people working and knowing what is the product of oGT. But if you go into the good thing that happened is that we increase actually a conversion from applicant to accepted when you compare with the summer peak. We could segment our markets, and now VPs know exactly first segment and separate from oGV, so the university from oGT and the faculty for oGE and oGT being different markets, and also in sub-products, so the LCs can focus in next to sub-products, and they can really like sell to the more specific more specific people, and exactly, I don't know if it's teaching that you just saw for people that are studying education or something related to teaching. We decrease our process time in 40% for accepted and 27% for approval. We could have a product patch with a global partner, and we increase the number of applicants. And basically, for now, the main situation for oGT is that we have VPs, oGE and oGT know the LCs. So we don't have VPs oGX anymore. We still run in 6 LCs, being 1 LC closed and 1 LC open this product this year. The TLs are now separate per product, so we have TLs oGE and TLs oGT, and this is the next strategy that we are going to continue, is like how we can separate the products so we can solve different and have different market understanding. Then we have LCs growing and LCs achieving their goals. For the oGE, we also have a slight drop for winter peak. But if we're going to talk about the context of oGE, is that it's always silent has oGT. So we have this main problem, like that also selling has oGV, that everything is selling together. NLC runs a big volume of GE, so everyone does, but those like 5, 6, we don't have LC that are specialized and do a lot of oGE or is not coming everything from one LC. Of course, we still have this lack of knowledge since the project was never run by itself. And we have a lack of signups until November, but now it's December and January, I think we still actually growing in signups in oGE. But for the main peak of winter peak, we have a slightly drop in signups. But even with this drop in signups, our conversion was way too better. So we increased our conversion actually in, now it's 25%. So we have, our conversion is better than the Europe average. We decrease our process time also in oGE, so now it's 39% less per accepted and 18% less to approvals. We have some IXP for oGE, what is good because like when these people come back, they can know more and understand more what the product is because they actually live the product. And we actually already have 1 person that is coming back for oGE and to come back to work in the product. And you have 4 from 6 LCs growing in the product. So when it comes to LCs, most of them are actually growing. And it's the same thing for oGT, like we have VPs that are focused on these, on oGE, oGT. It's running the same 6 LCs. We have TLs for oGE, and we have actually 4 LCs growing for the product. And okay, so how it was the first semester, the focus and challenge. First, it was IR alignment and try to work with big fishes. So it's the idea that we need to work with big entities that are doing a lot in IGT, in IG, to have chances of really growing the product. So it was the main strategy. It was to push a lot. We are still with the same strategy for the whole year. For example, in January, we received seeders from Turkey and from India. There are big players in oGT, so we can push that the LCs can have approvals with these entities, and the seeders were visiting. It was process time, so how we can work with process time, that was very difficult here. Like it was taking a bit way too longer to get approval. So we actually start to implement the basics of SOP. If the person is accepted, she has to have 3 days to get approval. She has to sign the contract super fast. She has to have a clear deadline to do all the process. Capacity building to LC, so as I was telling, like it has a lot of lack of knowledge in the, a lack of HR, so people are not working for oGE, oGT. We have TLs, oGX, not just VPs, but TLs, oGX. We have members like doing together the 3 products, and we could start to divide and have clear like what this member of this year is focused on. And also the knowledge building, as I told you, the lack of knowledge, because you pass a lot of years without having human resource that are coming back, like member of GT, becoming TLs of GT, become VP of GT. So if you don't have this routine, you never can have a good knowledge building. So we did this, and the main challenge was for sure have applicants to come to partners, because like the change of mindset is kind of slowly than I was thinking about. So to really understand that the countries that we have to sell and why we have to sell, and really like convince the EPs like to go to this place, why it's better, and the best opportunities are there. For sure, work with VPs or GX. Sometimes you have to understand like if they are running like two campaigns at the same time, that they are going to get confused. As Daniel was telling, like they have difficulties including in downscale one campaign, like they need some time. Imagine like when they have 2 or 3 campaigns. So the same national campaign implementation was the same thing, like they're always like confusing between the products. Micro tracking of activities, so like we could not micro track, for example, offline activities, if they are doing, how many are doing, contact everyone 24 hours, make all the EPs apply to the country partners, and like get in contact with other ICX. So this micro tracking of activities, most for oGT, that is very needed, so the EP is not lost in the process. We could not do it in the first semester so well, or it still was a challenge actually to do it. And understand OG and oGT markets, as I was telling, like we divided a lot. We divide by sub-products, and LCs now has sub-product focus, product focus also. So we have LCs focus in oGT and LCs focus in oGE, but we still have to understand like the market itself. So university, faculties, and what else we can explore. For the visions and national goal for OGTs, 48 approvals. So the main thing will be IR project and alignment for products. So if you are focusing teaching, what are the countries that you're going to work with? What are the LCs that you're going to work with? If you are running marketing, what are the LCs that you're going to work with? SLP implementation, so this micro tracking that we can use in the SLPs, and like everyone can really like standardize the process that we start to structure, but we don't have standardized it. So it's the main focus, and the idea is have a better conversion of applicants to accept it for oGT. Sub-product focus in the LC, so now they know what is the sub-product focus, that they have to trust in the choice and continue just selling these sub-products. LC's partnership for oGT, and the analysis of performance to LC, so that with this micro tracking we know exactly like what is the point that the LCs are missing EPs, or what is the point that they are not, the EPs are getting lost in the process, because like it get more than analytical, and the automation that we are doing for the expa, and like the strategy that we are having of extract data from expa and from the people signing for isaac.pl. I hope with this we're going to have a lot of data to analyze. And for LCs, with 7 points in exchange index of OD model is exactly like they are going to get with this data analytical, and with also, as Daniel was explaining, how they can grow, how they can have better accountability, and how they can have better routine actually in the LCs. For OG, customer journey refreshment, so they can understand exactly like the customer journey of oGE is different from oGT, and that they can see like exactly like how is the path of the EP, so 55% of conversion signups to applicants. Product packaging with some entities are doing, and we will try to do this is one of our main strategies for this semester. Is actually product package with an entity, and sell exactly like for this entity, the sub-product with one JD, one main product, and one clear customer that we want to achieve actually. And tracking routine, so basically it's the same thing for oGT, like that we can be more data analytical, but mostly that they can, the TLs and members of oGE, they can really have a routine and they can apply all the process of SOPs of oGE also. Basically it's this. And for the future, so the future, or the main focus that we want to go beyond the next semester, actually, one is that the LCs can be very specialized. So they are focusing this product, focusing this product, focusing this market, and exactly like this. The product package for oGE is more current, and they can work better with this. We are going to try and do in this first semester for the first time, but for sure, like, they are going to improve way better and do including like more product packaging after that. That we can work with technical schools or faculties to attract signups for oGE, mostly considering that people are there and they're there to learn a job or learn something, that we can actually attract people from these technical faculties or technical schools. That you can start to work with LinkedIn for oGT, like how we can promote opportunities there, how we can attract our customers from LinkedIn. Academy for interviews and CV for EP. So here is one of the main points, is that the EPs, like, they are sometimes they are not so they don't have the chance of improve the CVs in the interview, so that we can offer actually an opportunity for them to improve so they can get better results in the opportunities. More LCs running mostly oGE, because it's easier to open the product. It's more easy to open the product. If you have a good knowledge in oGV, you can start to think in open a VPOG. This is like for the next year of the course. Of course, LCs and Cs partnerships will be way better, and there are clear market divisions between oGE and oGT, like very structured. We are trying now, and we are going to receive more information when you're implementing this. And for sure, like, is the main thing that has to continue is always like separate more and like have the products more separate. And that's it for the future. And about the MC, VP, oGE, and oGT, I put We Are Phoenix Rise. Of course, I could not forget for sure from Pandas. They are very special for me because it was my first commission, and with them I learned a lot. So it's for Pandas. And for now, the people that you guys are going to for sure meet is the people from Phoenix. And this commission, like, they're super excited to really make it happen, because I was telling before in the beginning, they could see that they now have all the tools to make the product happen. So they have HR now, they have knowledge that is being downscaled, they have focus, the things that they have to focus. So they see this has an opportunity to really grow and really develop. They're super excited, and I hope that you feel way good to work with them. I really, for now, I really enjoy them, and we are friends, and they are a super good commission, and I hope continue like this. I love you also, guys. And that's it. We can go to the questions.
Cool. So you can go to the link and you can ask if you have any questions. We have to already. Have you done discounts campaigns before? How was it managed in terms of times and implementation? Yes. Like, I think during the first semester we were running a lot of discounts. I mean, not a lot, but we had like 2 different campaigns in the semester based on discounts. And we discovered after like all the analysis and like see, okay, like how was the improvement in the conversions and then all the things, that actually the discounts are not the main thing that makes someone decided to go on exchange or not. It's something that of course can boost some products in terms of attraction, and in terms, for example, in like empower the people, mostly the network, to promote more, because they understand that it's important, it's limited on time and everything. But in terms of results, like, we didn't have any huge difference with discount or not. So that's why for this semester we decided to don't run any discount, because it's not something that makes like a big difference in the decision of the customers. And for oGT, I think it's the same, no?
Yes, I think for oGT is even like worse, because actually, like, they don't choose the opportunity based in get 100, 200 slot less or more. So for oGT, like, for sure, no. I think for G we are following the same of oGV. Like, you can boost more the network to work more, and like, for sure, if the person is already thinking about doing a G, they can run more with the process. but not in the idea of like, for sure when they put a discount, is they think they're going to attract the people to do it.
Good.
Is there an IR model strategy general for all the products, or each product runs IR in a different form? So for now, we have actually some main results that we have to achieve in terms of IR that is together, but everyone kinds of, and we have some master IR that all the products work with. But when it comes like to specific, each product is running a different way. For sure, everyone is focusing LC-LC partnership, and everyone is focusing that some countries that is partners to everyone. But when it comes like to it specifically, each product is running in a different way. And if you want to,
yeah, I think it's also something like our CXO. We're working in a tool just to make like this analysis of like where our approvals are coming, our applicants and everything. It's mostly for oGV more than for oGX. But it's something that could be a next step, because right now we don't have a framework or a way to run IR standardizing all the products. So it will be a way forward.
Yeah. Next question, was there any study of market doability of GT and G in each LC, city, university? So the main thing, we don't have a strong structuralized research. It was more about the knowledge of the VPs and the VPs before about the university that runs, and actually like what kind of University of Economics, for sure we're going to have people from BA, and it was more like this. The main research, it was about country partners and IR partners that we did. So consider our IR partners who should be our focus in terms of subproduct, and inside the LCs also in terms of signups. So signups that they were having in the last 2 years, and based on the backgrounds of these signups, which subproducts they should focus. So it was the main like for the subproducts, but not so much like external research to the universities and the better universities to work with. We don't have it, and also can be a way forward from the next semester to do it.
Cool. So if you have more questions, you can write. Who is the responsible of managing UR at local level? Like for this semester, we start having UR managers in the local levels. We open like the JD and we start certificate people to take the role of UR manager. It's something that it's going in progress, mainly because of lack of HR in terms of knowledge and in terms of people that can be TL now. So we are running the recruitment right now. And one of the points is like maybe in March we will be able to relocate some people and we will be able to run fully the JD of a UR manager. So some LCs that have good HR in the moment, they have a UR manager since now. Other LCs, the VP is in charge, VP oGV is in charge of this, and we are training them. I was working in the previous year, like mostly PD, like the LCs that were having PD in the local level, they were managing somehow the relation with the university. For this EV year, we decided that it's something that should be in a oGV structure, because at the end, oGV is who, like the person that knows and understands the product 100%. So the way that we were working in synergy with PD was PD were certificating the people, they were training through 4 different webinars, and then we have a certification exam on NATCO. And then like all the people understand how to start building a relation, how to go to a meeting, how to do all of this stuff. But at the end, oGV will be responsible at the end of the day.
Okay. Mine is, what is the must-win battle for oGT during the summer peak? For sure, the main battle of oGT, I think it was the same for winter peak, is applicants to country partners and how to be consistent in the EP management to these people, like getting to the end of the process, you know. So for this, that we are going to focus in implement SOPs, because they need to be contacted in 24 hours, because often they really lose all the interested that they had before, and they need to start to apply like in 3 days, or they really also lose the interest. So for sure, like it's having more applicants to country partners, like and for sure, like EP management is the thing that they may need, and was the main focus for also for winter peak and summer peak. Because applicants we are growing applicants, we are growing number of signups, but like the people are losing exactly like from applicants to accepted. Okay.
Thank you.
Yes.
Was there any entities exploration future potential partners during the winter peak? Yes, like during winter peak, when we start the MC term, we start working with some entities. How we decided based on expa analytics and like checking what was the results for the previous generation, like with which countries we were working more and everything. So that's how we allocate the country partners during the first semester. For this one, we run a market research in all the cities. We were asking to the people, like when you want to go abroad, to which country you want to go, when you are thinking about volunteer experience, in which country came to your mind. So like we were asking very different questions to understand what are the countries that are there in the mind of the people. And then based on that, we took all the inputs, we analyzed every LC, and we allocate country partners based on that. That's why, for example, this semester we are start working with Vietnam, with Sri Lanka, with US. That they were not our country partners during the last semester, but they were very popular questions, like very popular answers in the market research. So we decided to, okay, like we will take this and we will try to move forward the cooperation because it's something that our market is interested in. So yeah, at the end, this is the first semester that we will implement it. So like also, I think at the end of the semester, we will need to analyze again what were the results with these country partners, what was the difference and everything, and maybe we can like continue improving this kind of research. So I think there's still people writing, so like we will be waiting a few minutes more. If you have any other question. Cool. So I think there's no more questions. Anyway, remember that you can go through this video again, and also you can ask whatever time that you want in this tool, and we are updating the answers every 24 hours. Or also you can join to the applicants group, and you can check there all the information regarding to the process. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys for coming. Also, if you want to approach us individually, you can approach by email, WhatsApp, Facebook, whatever you want, and we can give more explanation if you don't want to put the question here or a personal approach.
Yes, and thank you so much. And we are very curious to see all the ideas that you have for ISEX for Poland during the next year. So yeah, see you soon and good luck in the process.
See ya. Thank you. Bye.